And you look at what's happening in England now, people going to jail for Twitter posts.
12,000 people this year. 12,000 in the last year.
And this was the Magna Carta was, written, and now it's just a dictatorship.
Well, they got rid of trial by jury, except for murder and rape and a couple other things. Now it's just a judge. So, whatever it is, if it's a social media infraction, there's no reasonable, judge by a jury of your peers. No, you're getting judged by a judge. And a lot of it is criticism of immigration, like legitimate criticism of immigration and legitimate criticism of crimes that have been committed. And people outraged, which is completely normal. But instead of doing anything about that, they want to arrest people from complaining.
Keir Starmer has officially resigned as British Prime Minister. Here's a quick breakdown of what he accomplished over the past 2 years. Allowed an Islamic third world invasion of the UK and the destruction of Western civilization, increased government censorship, made it illegal to criticize the government online, restricted religious freedoms for Christians, ostracized white people as racists and bigots, and contributed to a large-scale government cover-up of the Pakistani rape gangs. And the list goes on and on.
You're actually hearing politicians in the European Parliament in Brussels chanting, "Send them back. Send them back." And that is exactly what is now the law of the continent. The same chamber that spent 30 years calling patriots racist. The same chamber that fined Hungary and Poland millions of euros in fines for protecting their borders. The same chamber that told the citizens of Europe, your cultures, your laws, your neighborhoods, they didn't matter as much as open borders and managed migration. That chamber just erupted into chants of "send them back."
We have this problem coming to the United States. So they had 48 mosques open in Texas in the last 24 months.
Sheesh. Insanity.
And guess what? That was last year.
It's the fastest growing religion in the world, too.
That's Dallas. Damn.
That's absurd. So imagine what the hell is going on over there. I mean, they had a kid just randomly die and the police didn't even try to help him. And Henry Nowak, that situation is absolutely crazy. And we got patriots like Tommy Robinson speaking up out there, and they absolutely hate it.
Are you against Sharia law being in the UK?
Well, I'm not here to discuss Sharia law because Sharia law.
Did we get that? So we want Sharia law?
No, I'm not saying that we want Sharia law.
Is your idea...
I want to live in peace amongst people from many different nationalities, like I have been doing for a number.
Can you... Okay, let's cut the... We want a yes or no answer. Are you against Sharia law ever being implemented in the UK?
I'm not saying I'm against it already.
Discussion over. It's discussion over.
They're saying Nazi off our streets. What a creative new phrase. Especially from a group that acts like the SS. There seems to be about 100 of them so far. Antifa are actually over there. No, we're with press. We're with rebel media. It looks like we're being chased out of the
I know we see them Nazi signs. Like, come on, where's this stuff coming from? Where's this Nazi ideology coming from? Like,
it's like that's what they use to smear and get people against any group. They just call them Nazis.
And it's the ultimate example of when things go overly way too far extreme right. And you don't really have an example of that with the left because it hasn't happened in history yet, but we're about to see it.
But is it too far extreme right? No.
Yeah, that's what it would be.
That's what it means, yeah. Too far right is Nazis.
Because the Nazis were extremely far right.
Yeah.
Trying to conserve, beyond normal.
They were trying to conserve pure German.
It's nothing like conservatism today.
We've just been chased out of the center of the Antifa protest. We just have been walking through the center of Trafalgar Square, and already Antifa have been crowding around us, calling us Nazis, screaming at the camera. The police have...
I told y'all, the Antifa, they worship the devil. So whatever side Antifa on, I'm on the opposite. Facts. At all times.
No, they really do.
So come on, we side with Antifa, that's a problem here.
You should evaluate yourself.
Yeah, it's your, obviously, officers, I'd like if you just keep the violence at minimum from the fascists. George, we're going to report this way on the demonstration. Come on.
That way and across and
Come
over.
on. When you witness men with their faces covered acting violently, why is that not reported? Why are the only pictures you look for are Englishmen who have aggressive faces or bald heads. And then you run a story every time, because I've watched it for the last 8 years. So the reason why we've come here today is to try and report a true observation of what's happening today. And so far, we've seen, well, this looks very calm and orderly. But down there, we've just seen violence and fascism. So yeah, I'll explain that loads of people with their faces covered, screaming, acting aggressively, holding sticks. Now, will you report on that? Will any of you people report the truth of what's happened today? You won't, will you? So we'll look out for the stories from all of you journalists who are all lying to the general public about the truth of what happens at demonstrations like these. For The Guardian? Yeah, sure. You're losing money every week, aren't you? Yeah? You're in the negative, aren't you? Is that it? That's it. You're a propaganda machine. Do one. Can I ask you, are you against Sharia law being in the UK?
And she could not answer. She couldn't answer that.
It's impossible to win a argument against a Muslim because they will die behind this. We've seen it.
And that's what Sharia law is.
Corporal punishment, which can be public lashing or flogging for offenses such as gambling, alcohol, or gay. Cut off your hand for stealing.
Damn.
Ooh. Death penalty, sometimes by stoning for adultery or abandoning Islam.
Damn.
Or homosexual acts.
We can stop right there. The conservatives and the Republicans in the United States.
We don't want this.
No, we don't. But at the same time, we allow people to be gay.
Oh, and we don't agree with it in our religion. But that's the difference. That's the difference. But then they'll say, oh, these oppressive Christians, they're just white nationalists and they're pushing their religion on us. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
I was gonna say that.
Quick question. How much control do you have of your money right now? Technology has changed everything, and now it's changing how money works. Crypto started as a niche, but now it's going mainstream. Faster payments, more control, fewer middlemen. This isn't hype. This is just where things are going. And getting started today is a lot easier than you think. With Rumble Wallet, you can buy Bitcoin, hold dollar-backed stable coins, even own digital gold backed by real gold, all in one place. It's a non-custodial crypto wallet, which means you, not a bank or a platform, you control access to your funds. The setup is simple. It connects with MoonPay. You can use your debit card, credit card, or your bank account, and it'll be up and running in minutes. And for a limited time, you can start your wallet with $10 in a US stablecoin by downloading the Rumble Wallet and entering my exclusive promo code Cartier10 when you sign up now. You can even use your Rumble Wallet to support your favorite Rumble creators, like us, directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code, click the link in the description, or go to wallet.rumble.com/Cartier and download Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet, enter promo code Cartier10 to get your $10 in US stablecoin and USD. This is a limited time offer, so act now. Take control of your money. Get started with Rumble Wallet today. Terms and conditions apply. See the description below or visit rumble.com/promo-official-rules for details.
Look, it's really hard to work out to what extent I have to worry, for example. I've never had a knock on my door. They also know, whoever it is, I was thinking about this. Is it some shadowy figure at the top of the police? Is there a politician having a word with the police and saying, hey, you better clamp down on this stuff? Whatever it is, they would have to make a decision with someone like me, as I have one of the biggest shows now in the UK, or somebody like Constantine or Francis. That's a big decision, because if they do that, it becomes an even bigger story. That becomes front page news, like even more than it already was becoming with some of these ridiculous stories. So I've never had a knock on the door. I sort of almost wish I would, because it's like, okay, get the camera, so it's not that I'm sitting here with the same fear someone might have in Russia. And people also make that point that there are more arrests than there are in Russia at the moment for free speech infringements. I mean, it's preposterous that we've even gotten to a stage where we can compare or equate them. What I would say, however, is that, I doubt that Russia records all of their free speech issues, so we don't actually know entirely. But, some of the people I've interviewed over the last couple of years around this, it's been like, someone got, he was put in a jail cell for a full day, because somebody complained that he was in a WhatsApp group with people from school and he was critical of the school. Didn't swear, didn't use racial language. He was very critical. The school complained and a bunch of police turned up at his door, took him and his wife in front of them.
Does that sound like Sharia law? I mean, it might not be, but we got to think about it.
It sounds like infringement on free speech for sure.
They clearly don't have free speech over there.
We
would be cooked. No, for
we
sure.
would be in prison
we
over
would be
there.
doing life.
We can't even go take no vacation over there,
But being Muslim, if you're abiding by Muslim rules or Islam or Sharia law, you really don't have free speech, do you? Because you
Hell no, you can't even abandon the faith.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's the same thing.
Well, the thing is, They say that the Muslims over there have like taken over with the police.
But look though, we don't know what school was it. What if it was one of the Muslim schools?
Could have been, but I know we reacted to the guy. Remember, he was just holding a sign. I think it had a Bible verse on it. He got arrested.
Oh,
the
yeah,
pastor, the Nigerian pastor, that old dude who wouldn't harm a fly, he got arrested.
Talking about that dude that had the sign that said "No trans kids." They arrested him or something like that. It was something simple.
But you can hold up signs and say anything, anti-Christian over there, and it's not a problem. It's only a problem because they're going so far left that they want to be so inclusive with other people's religion. And to be honest, Islam is not compatible with the West. The Western values and Islam do not mix. It is an Eastern religion. But to be honest, Christianity was an Eastern religion first, but it spread to the West and it is now a Western religion. But Islam
Our nations have been founded out of Christianity.
Yeah, exactly. Islam is not a Western religion. We just don't do things like that over here. It's not gonna work. It's not compatible. I really don't understand people who are on the left and they're such big supportive. They're so supportive of Islam, but so critical of Christianity. They don't even want their women. They want their hair covered and all these things. No gay at all. We saw the Sharia law. So if the Bible said these things, I'm just so confused. Why are y'all picking and choosing about who you're gonna be upset with?
I want to know who in control because it's right and wrong, and these people are flat out wrong. So I don't know.
Warfare.
That's why I say these people could be getting brainwashed by the devil.
You say that as a joke, but it's
it is. I say it's right or wrong. Like it is,
serious.
Some of the people I've interviewed over the last couple of years around this, it's been like someone got he was put in a jail cell for a full day, because somebody complained that he was in a WhatsApp group with people from school and he was critical of the school. Didn't swear, didn't use like racial language. He was very critical. The school complained, and a bunch of police turned up at his door, took him and his wife in front of their daughter, arresting them. A horrible thing. That daughter's never going to forget that. And put them in a jail cell for a long time. So it's really worrying, and unfortunately we are slipping towards a kind of authoritarianism. I don't want to just repeat myself, but I do go on a lot about multiculturalism. I think that is at the center of a lot of this. And ultimately, you asked before, what is it that can make what right does the government have to govern, really, or have they given that up? It's a very difficult one, and I think the scary part of this that people aren't really thinking about, not just the government, the BBC, that's supposed to be a state broadcaster. And you can argue about the merits for a state broadcaster or not, but ultimately it's supposed to reflect the culture of the country. But when the culture is, by definition, it's multi, whatever multi means, well, what is it reflecting back at us? So what you and I, and what Jeffrey might be thinking, and what most of this audience thinks about the grooming gangs, is obviously not what Cenk thinks. And it's not what now 5 or 6 million Muslims thinks. That's not to say that Muslims, all agree with it. Of course they don't. But we've got 5 or potentially more million in this country, many from other ethnic backgrounds, who just potentially, not all of them, I really don't mean all of them, but many don't seem to think this is a big problem. So
now he cooking with that.
Do you see how you have to be so careful when you talk about them, because everyone knows they are crazy. Yeah, I always have to say that too. It's not all of them, it's not all of them.
We say that about black people, and that anything we say about black people. It's not all black people.
Exactly. Everything isn't that simple. You can't look at one race of people or one group of people and say they're all this way. That's never true.
That's true. We sometimes we speak broadly, but you have to understand we are speaking in generalities.
Yeah, in general. I mean, if you hear about a religion blowing things up, everyone knows who you think of. Don't shoot the messenger.
Get the fuck out of here. You're really not welcome in this state or this country.
You are wearing scrubs. You work with
it
people
doesn't matter. What matters is that you worship a terrorist who is a warlord, a pedophile, and Islam is a terrorist organization.
Yeah,
not a religion.
You're not educated
not a religion.
It.
I'm very educated on this subject.
No, because you're obviously not.
You need to leave. You're not welcome here.
We are welcome.
This is not a Muslim country. This is a Christian country. And
Stop
you need
looking
to leave.
at her like that, please.
You need to leave.
You need to leave.
You're not welcome here.
We have citizenship
Why do you work
here.
in healthcare if you're like
You need to leave. You need to go back to your Islamic country where you came from. Okay?
No.
Everybody's aware of why you're here.
No.
Okay, so don't think that we don't know, and don't think you're going to get away with it.
I'm pretty sure we're kind people, but you're not being kind.
All right, guys, let us know if y'all are in support of this woman. She went hard though. I mean, it's been worse. A lot of stuff going on, so I'm not mad at it. This is how people feeling though. They are upset about it.
That is how people are feeling.
So I can't, she spoke out, and that's just what it is.
There's a lot of people who feel the way she said.
Let us know what y'all think about it though, guys.